everyone, it's Brian from Brian Loves Randolph, and I certainly hope everyone had a happy and safe Halloween. And I gotta say, it was so nice to see our community rally together to create such a special trick-or-treat experience for our kids. But now, it is time to do something special for another part of our community. And I'm talking about our local businesses. More specifically, our small business owners, which are the lifeblood of our township. And I gotta be honest with you, this next guy that we're about to meet right now was a top of my list. He has serviced Randolph with grace, professionalism, dedication, in fact, service that has eclipsed over 40 years. Can that be right, Derek? Well, I don't know, but let's go find out. Hey folks, there's only a few times in your life where you're gonna come across a vendor who is always there for you. And I'm gonna give props to this guy to my right here because he has been nothing but for our family. He's serviced our cars, he's extended the life of our cars, and he is also a knowledgeable, courteous, and wait for it, one of the most honest mechanics you will ever meet. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Timothy Woodward, better known to Randolph residents as Woody the Mechanic. Woody, thank you so much for joining us, man. I gotta give you a fist bump here. Well, listen, dude, now that I give you a little publicity here, why don't you tell the audience a little bit of brief history, how and when it all started for you?
Way back, high school. High school, I've been working on, cars like this.
Oh, yeah?
That's my era. And then, showed up in Randolph in '79 and opened up my own business in Randolph in '92.
Where was that?
So it was right down the street. It used to be the Mobile down there, now it's Delta. But yeah, I've been here in Randolph working on Randolph residents' cars since 1980.
For all of the time, yeah. And you used to be down on Center Grove as well, right?
I was up and down Sussex Turnpike, owned and managed pretty much all the gas stations up and down the whole row, including on Succasunna, Exxon Station up there.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, I remember. I know where that is too. So how long have you been here at this location here in Sussex?
This 6 years now.
6 years now?
Yeah, this is it. I got big and this
is
I needed
great.
a bigger place.
We actually moved here 6 years ago, so it's kind of poetic that that happened. Good. So how big is your team here at Woody's Automotive?
Oh, I have 5 people working with me, and we all help each other out during the course of the day.
Oh, that's great. Now, I was speaking about dedication earlier when we were outside and everything like that, and I got to say, every time my wife and I would call or we have an issue with a car or we need service with a car, we never get that token response, we're really busy right now, can you bring it in Friday or a couple of days from now? Whether it's you, whether it's Marcus, you always tell us just to bring it in right away, and if we can't yet get to it today, at least we'll look at it and tell you what we see, so which is a credit to what you guys do here. So what I need to ask you is, on average, in a typical week, since you have such a great team and a well-oiled machine, how many cars can you typically service in a week?
We could usually, depending on what's wrong with the vehicle, on average about 50 cars in and out of here,
50 cars,
in a week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, it all depends on the size of the job.
That's correct.
And everything like that. Oh, wow. Now, before I was a realtor here in Randolph, New Jersey, I spent about 15 years on Broadway performing, and every time I used to go into an auto mechanic shop, I used to kind of think about John Travolta and Englewood, New Jersey, local boy. So I got to ask, in some downtimes, is there ever any grease lightning going on here in the?
No.
No Broadway, right?
No Broadway here. There's no time for that, but you can.
It suddenly got a little cold in here. Speaking of cold, we have winter on our heels right now, right? Yeah, in fact, it was just started snowing yesterday over the weekend. So what can Randolph residents do to kind of start preparing their cars for winter?
Get them here, so make sure that your coolant system is not going to freeze, right? Let coolant service. Your windshield washer fluid is up to snuff, so that won't freeze. Oil change for the winter. Let's get rid of that dirty oil. Let's get some clean oil in there. And tires. Let's make sure that they're have the right amount of tread. And if your car's a rear wheel drive like this beauty is, snow tires. So like the old days, you used to wait in line to put your snow tires on. Now everything's front wheel drive, all wheel drive.
That's right.
But you still have to have the tread on the tires.
Absolutely, great. And I'm curious to know, advice, or maybe there's some examples that you can give of advice that you've given to your customers or your clients that maybe went neglected and it ended up causing them, a lot of money and service repairs in the end. Can you give us some examples of that?
Oh, sure. Well, oil changes again are a big one. You could ruin your engine. We have an engine over there that we got to put in a car because of the neglect of the oil changes.
Yeah. So typically oil
transmission
changes?
services, all the fluids, they're very important.
That's great. Well, we all know, a lot of people know 3,000 to 5,000 miles for regular oil changes, synthetic anywhere between 5,000 and 10,000 miles.
Yes.
What about transmission checks? What about transmission checks and stuff like that?
Well, yeah, on certain vehicles, you still need to do a trans fluid and filter, 25,000 miles. But the newer vehicles go a little bit longer, but you have to look at the manufacturer's recommendations.
Okay, that's great. Good to know. All right, Woody, we always do a rapid fire section here. Are you ready? We're going to do some rapid fire questions.
Go.
So, hours and days of operation here at Woody's Automotive.
All right, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Saturday, 8 to 12.
8 to 12. Website for Woody's.
Woody's Auto, New Jersey.
Woody'sAuto.com. We'll put that on there too. The favorite car you've ever worked on? Oh,
I love the Era, so we got these.
This is the Era.
The Era.
What is this, 69
the
Firebird?
69, so I'm in, 70s Chevelles, yeah.
You know what, Woody? I got to say, this car is automatic.
No, Brian, it's systematic.
Systematic? What?
Actually, it's hydromatic.
Why, it's grease lightning!
Grease lightning, you're burning up the quarter mile.
Grease lightning, go, grease lightning,
Go grease lightning, you're coasting through the heat lap trial.
grease lightning, go, grease lightning.
You are supreme, the chicks will scream. Grease lightning.
Folks, if you already have your favorite mechanic, no worries. But if you don't, look no further than Woody's Automotive. They have an amazing team. Not only do they service cars, but they service motorcycles, boats, even snowmobiles. So come by Sussex Turnpike, right over by the post office. And if you love Randolph half as much as Woody and I do, then we must live in a great community. You stay safe, folks.
Go, go,